What is death? Someone said that death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. I suppose that's true, especially when concerning this story. And there are lots of stories from lots of places, many worlds with many stories. And in all of those stories is death. And in some of those stories, there is an afterlife. Someone else said, when a person dies, they only appear to die. They are still with us in more ways than we realize. And that one's not true. Sorry about that. No, because when someone dies, no matter where they die, no matter what they did, no matter who they were, they end up here, in the library, with me, or with him. Either way, they're dead. So let's see who died today and what stories they'd like to still tell. Candle's Last Job. Chapter 66. Candle's heart hammered as he crouched into the corner of Renard Thorne's study, a dark, opulent room that reeked of old leather and greed. Towering bookshelves framed the walls, filled not with tomes of knowledge, but with the kind of decorative books wealthy men collected so that they might appear learned. The moonlight seeped in through the tall windows, painting the room in pale silver and deep shadow. Squirrels scurry past outside the manor's perfectly manicured lawns. On the other side of the study, Lumen moved with the practiced grace of a predator. Absolutely appropriate, she vanished. Terrifying. Her soft footsteps barely audible over the faint creak of the floorboards. Candle shifted uneasily, his small frame hidden behind an ornate desk carved with serpentine patterns. It threw me. It threw me. I've been thrown twice. The first was when you turned into an actual demon in the background, and I couldn't shut my brain up. And the second was the creaking sound effect. .mp3. From the very top.
I've got so many noises. Should I stop
do them
with
all.
the noises?
No, do them all.
Do them. Okay.
His gnomish fingers deftly worked the safe in front of him, twisting the numbers to no avail. The lock was proving stubborn, but Candle was nothing if not persistent. Lumen crept over and knelt beside Candle. With a flick of the wrist, a fiery arcane glyph appeared across the safe latch, and with a clunk, it unlocked and lazily drifted open. Candle shot her a glance and took a look inside. Where was it? The Eye of Vizara wasn't here. Why? What was that?
The eyeballs popping out of the head.
Oh,
obviously.
okay. Where could it be? Is it elsewhere in the manor? Did someone else get here first? Lumen suddenly froze, her golden eyes flicking towards the door. Candle followed her gaze, his grin fading. The sound of claws scraping against marble echoed faintly down the hallway, followed by a low, guttural growl that made the hair on the back of his neck stand on end. Creeping to the doorway and peering into the manor's massive hallway, the large entrance doorway was slowly closing. Through the window, Candle could make out a hooded figure silhouetted and moving away swiftly, their face obscured beneath a heavy cowl. Suddenly aware of Candle and Lumen's presence in the hallway came the thunder of paws against the floor. Horses. 4 horses loped towards them, their hulking forms barely contained by the doorway.
Fuck, it's not dogs.
Each had 2 heads, jaws slavering with foam and their eyes glowing red, locked onto the intruders. These were, in fact, death dogs. Candle fumbled at his belt, his fingers brushing against the smooth glass of a crystal blue gem. He hurled the gem to the ground and it shattered with a deafening crack.
Green. It was green gem. Green gem.
Brushing against the smooth glass of a crystal green gem, he hurled the gem to the ground and it shattered with a deafening crack. Was it really green?
Yeah.
Wow.
Emerald.
A surge of water erupted from the shards, flooding the floor in an instant.
Sorry, I was reading something, so I wasn't listening.
The liquid twisted and churned, rising up into a towering form with humanoid limbs and featureless, shifting face. The water elemental roared. Its voice a deep, resonant gurgle as it lunged at the nearest death dog. The creature collided with the elemental, its snapping jaws sinking uselessly into watery mass. Another death dog joined the fray, but the elemental lashed out, its limbs crashing down with the force of a tidal wave. The floor was now slick with water, spreading rapidly across the room. Candle took a step back too quickly. His foot slipped, and with an undignified yelp, he toppled backwards, landing hard on the soaked marble. Lumen was already halfway across the hallway, making for the rear exit, her moves tight with urgency as she danced around the spilling water. Candle sputtered, trying to scramble to his feet. The water beneath him was slicker than he anticipated, and his hands scrabbled for purchase on the polished floor. As he finally managed to stand, a shadow fell over him. He looked up. 2 pairs of snarling jaws loomed above him, dripping foam and malice. The death dog's glowing eyes locked onto his, and Candle froze. His breath caught in his throat. In the doorway, the silhouetted shadowed figure darted away into Blackmane's dark night. Welcome to Non-Canon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. This is our Friday show in which we attempt to busk for money, for cold hard cash, I scream. If you are interested in taking part, you can. There are tip links that float throughout the stream, varying places, in the chat room, under the chat room, and even if you're watching this on a VOD, you can buy things on the menu, such as Bro the Boss, who bought you both 2 random potions. So you can both roll me d20 each.
Thank you.
For a random potion to start the day off. Thank you, Bro the Boss, from the menu, the midweek menu. Also, if you are watching this live and you want to get involved, your tips will come through and land on the bars to my left, on the left of the screen. It's my left, but it's the left of the screen. Each of these tips will randomly go either to the dark side bar or the light side bar. Whatever amount you tip will go in its entirety will go onto one of those bars at random, hence the chaos. As it's almost not changed at all from last week, except for the fact that we have lunch break again, and I really need that because I'm really hungry. And Stella does something weird instead of Stella says something weird. Now, as a producer of the show, Wacksteven, as executive producer, neither of us have we have no idea what that is, by the way. I don't know what she's prepared, which is terrifying. It is terrifying. I don't know what that is. She just said, do this, and do this. And I went, okay. So if we hit Stella does something weird, the only person I think in the world who knows what it is Stella.
Correct. Nobody knows.
So that's terrifying. And I'm curious and frightened. So yes, anybody who wants to contribute, that's what the tips may or may not go towards. They might just all go onto the dark bar and fill up the other side. But we appreciate it either way. Thank you so much for joining us this evening or this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you are in the world. What did you roll? Let's do your potions. Let's get your potions.
I got a 7.
14.
7 is the potion of fickle flight. So Candle appearing with a sort of a magic. What button is this? That'll do. With the power of the, I guess,
Holy
the
Ghost.
fates.
Oh.
Yeah, you get the potion of fickle flight. Grants the ability to hover 2 feet above the ground for 10 minutes, but only while humming. And 14, this is much more effective, I think, for the situation you might find yourself in. The Potion of Giant's Might grants advantage on strength checks and saves, and the drinker counts as 1 size larger for lifting and carrying for 1d4 hours. Lumen, for you, that appears in your satchel as well. So, as...
Is that like an Infinity Nicky sound?
It is, pretty much, yeah. The greatest game in the world, by the way. Genuinely.
Greatest game.
Goes away. You know what that's from? That's from the Barbie video game, which was also weirdly good. Not as good as Infinity Nikki. Let's head on over and roll some initiative. We're picking up where we left off last week, which is Death Dogs rushing into the manor, and a water elemental. So let me quickly start an encounter, and then roll me some initiatives, please, as we get going here. Now the water elemental, I think, is just neutral, right? He isn't like your pet or friendly to you. I think you just create one. Is that correct?
Good question. So the elemental gem, what of elemental energy, use an action to break the gem. Summoned as if you had cast conjure elementals. So I think it is actually my friend.
Oh, it is your friend. Okay.
Choose the spirit's element. Whenever a creature you can see enters the spirit's space or starts its turn within 5 feet of the spirit, you can force that creature to make a dexterity saving throw. If the spirit has no creature, restrain on the failed save, blah, blah, blah. It actually doesn't say.
For Conjure Elemental?
Yeah.
The elemental is friendly to you and your companions for the duration. Concentration up to 1 hour, normally.
Alrighty.
Well, I mean, you don't need to concentrate on it, so yeah, we'll say it's friendly. I think I have an ability to make it friendly, right? Friendly update token. No idea what that does. Still learning. I'm just a baby. All right.
Just a baby.
Just a baby. I learned how to do this while deathly ill over the summer, and my memory of this year is so patchy, it's weird. And I sometimes log into this and I'm like, oh, I have no idea what any of this means, and I have to relearn all of it. Begin the combat. We're beginning the combat with Lumen on a 29 for your initiative. 4 death dogs rushing across the floor towards you. We're going to say, by the way, just on this sort of rough idea of what a map is, these doors are exits. And as per BradWOTO rules, there's also a door down here, which is an exit if you can get past them. If you walk up to this door and you choose, by actively, manually explaining to me that you would like to leave, you may exit the combat. But what you do is, if you've ever played like a Final Fantasy game or something, you're leaving the combat, you're holding down all the top buttons, and you're running away from the combat. The combat will continue without you as we go through the, 12 seconds of probably what remains of the combat, and then the rest of the world catches up with you. So you can save yourself and exit if you would like, but that's
quick
how it
question
works.
for you.
Yes.
Sorry. I currently have the stunned effect on me. Is that on purpose, or is that just something?
I have no idea how you got that. Probably me spamming stuff this morning as I created this combat. Again,
The question.
no idea what I'm doing. Yep. The answer is probably
what is
I
the
don't know.
door? Well, I hope you know. Where is the door that we came out of?
That is here. This one.
Okay.
This idea of a door. You came out of there. You went this way. You went this way. Here's the front door. There are stairs that lead up, and that would also probably be an exit of combat. But you can, mess around. It's the most vague, rough idea of a map. So if you sort of suggest you're doing something else, that's fine too, because theater of the mind trumps mechanics. Theater of the mind and bullshit trumps mechanics in my games, and not a lot of people like that, according to the YouTube comments. What would you like to do on your turn, Lumen?
I raise up my hands, and you see that the light coming from my chest begins to burn brightly. The sigil that is carved into my forehead also begins to bleed as I pull from my chest a mote of fire and spin it over my fingers. I cast Fireball. I'll cast it over here-ish.
Okay.
I'm aiming past the dogs so that it will...
Way that you, get all of
it'll
these.
hit the dogs and not the water elemental.
Okay. Fireball. All right, let's learn if there is some way for you to do that. It forces my creatures to make saves. I don't think so, right? I just need to beat a...
Oh, hold on here. I will target them.
Ooh, yeah, go on.
And then Fireball! Yeah! Ooh, it lets me place a template. Okay.
Whoa! That's dope. It's crazy how much better you two know this than I do, because you've been playing for so long on Gatewalkers, and I'm like, this is a new toy. You know, I'm like a child with a stick, and you guys are walking over to me in like Gundams. Yeah. You're like, that's not a stick, Brad. That's a Gundam. And I'm like, cool stick. Look, it can be a stick. Amazing. All right.
Now
so
chat gets all of your wonderful reactions.
yeah, it's the wrong way around, really, isn't it? Like the DM should know how to do all this stuff. Well, you're always expected to know this stuff, but weirdly, I very rarely do know anything, including the rules. I can't believe that you guys let me still DM stuff. All right. Saving throws. I wonder if
Dex saves.
yeah, do I have to do them for the dogs, or can I click this button on the screen?
I think
That's
you can
target,
select
right?
all of the dogs.
Yeah. Let's see
And
what
then
happens if
do
I
it.
click it. Oh. Hold on. Maybe I click them. Ooh, this is so good. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 fails and 1 make from these death dogs. How do I apply
Alright,
this damage?
Roll
though?
for damage now.
Yeah.
20 damage.
Apply it to all of them. Oh, that's so
half.
sick, dude. This
It's half on the top right one.
that's so
The
fun.
one that saved gets half damage.
Oh, hang on, it didn't calculate him. Did it?
You can just right click on the token and do -10.
Plus 10.
-10.
Wait, why? He made his save.
Oh, I don't know. Right. It would be plus then.
Yeah. All right, nice. Dude, that's so cool.
The smell of burning flesh, fiber, plant, wood permeates the air as I launch the fireball.
Yeah, yelps and screeches as these sort of mutated, strange, muscular dogs with 2 heads rushing around, sort of mostly distracted by the water elemental as it kind of appears and washes across the area and then moves much quicker than Lumen and Candle, the death dogs with that natural predator instinct to follow something that's moving quickly, look towards the water elemental before being just annihilated by the fire. I say annihilated, they're not annihilated, they're just hit by this fire. It does a good amount of damage to all of them, but they are all still standing. It's still your turn.
All right. I will then.
If you want to get rid of the template, you can go to the measurement controls, and then you can right-click the icon for the template. There you go.
Me or Stella?
It doesn't matter. I think either. I saw it disappear a second ago.
Yeah, it disappeared on all the screens except for this one. All right. Yeah, what else do
All
you want
right.
to
I will move here, and I will end my turn.
do? Okay. Let's see. The water elemental, whack. You can just pull up its stats, I guess, or I could give you power, couldn't I? Over it, and you can just command it. You do that. Water elemental, configure ownership. We're gonna give this to Wacksteven, owner. There you go. You should see it now and be able to search it at least under creatures. All right, do what you want. I don't know what it can do really. Slams and whelms and shit, right? My memory tells me. My functioning memory.
Water form, element, space. Okay. Yeah, I think best bet is do whelm. That's 2d8 plus 4. I think we're gonna do a slam attack on the dog that's right in front of it to start off. Because it's right there. That's the thing that makes it. Stop the dogs! And it will target the dog.
Just
And
water
slam.
splashing everywhere. Parts of the carpet and rug that are in here are on fire, that are immediately put out by some of this water elemental's presence.
That's a hit with a 25. And
25.
13 bludgeoning damage.
13 bludgeoning damage. Yeah, this huge sort of watery, set of fists come down and crush this dog. It is kind of like pushed aside by the water as well, kind of spinning out, restabilizing itself. It doesn't look, good, but it is still alive as it stands up and attempts to bite once again at the water here.
It does a second attack with multi-attack.
Okay.
And that will be for another... so that's a 16 hit, and it hits for 10 additional bludgeoning damage.
10. One of the dog's heads looks like it's either passed out or dead. The other one is kind of like dazed as it kind of shakes off some of this, lazily attempting to bite at this water elemental. It's incredibly messed up, but is unfortunately not dead. Well, unfortunate for you. At the end, yeah. Okay. It is Death Dog's
Actually, no, it can
turn.
move.
It can move.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, it can move. It's gonna move on top of the dog right there.
Yeah.
Because it can do that with its water form.
It can.
And it can move through. It can enter a hostile creature space and stop there. And enter a creature. Each creature in the elemental space must make a DC 15 strength saving throw.
When it enters the space or on its turn?
Hold on, checking. Each creature in the elemental space on a failure target. Grapple until this grapple ends. So it
It feels like it would be incredibly broken if you could just do it, right? Because you could just do this through every player and just move again and then move again. But then again, maybe that's what it can do.
The elementals, yeah. I've used fire elementals before.
And you did that?
Yeah.
All right. You are a complete bastard of a GM compared to me. Yeah, do it.
Okay, and then DC 15 strength saving throw for the dog.
Okay.
Want me to move it? Or do you have it?
No, I got it. Or not. Yeah, got it. Strength save?
Yep. You can just click on the chat. There's a DC strength saving throw in the chat.
Oh wait, no, I do have the Water Elemental. Hold on. Yeah, go for it. Here we go. 21.
Never mind.
It's just not whelmed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. In that case, it is the other Death Dog's turn here. I think it is gonna move around to here, but it's watching the water. In fact, one head is watching the water elemental and one is watching you, Kando. I think it's gonna go here. They have two heads. That's more fun. That's more fun. One head snapping at the water elemental while the other one is snapping towards you, Candle, as they kind of fight over which thing. But since the water elemental actually does it have multi attack? Yeah, it does. All right, one's going to bite the water elemental and one's going to bite you. So let's do water elemental first and see if we can bite it on a 20 versus the water elemental.
Fails its con save as well.
I think that pulls it prone, but can a water elemental be pulled prone? Let's see. Oh, it's a con save. Oh, it becomes diseased. Right, yeah, I remember Death Dogs now.
It cannot be knocked prone.
This is for poison.
Ah, okay. Cannot be poisoned.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, here comes a bite then from the other head towards you, Candle. Miss on a 15. I think it's like the other head is being pulled back away from you just in time for you to kind of scramble backwards as it's snapping and biting and nipping at your toes. And I see the potions coming through, by the way. Thank you very much. We'll hand them out after the combat. And that, I guess, would be the end of that Death Dog's turn, bringing us to Candle's turn.
I still take the damage though on the water elemental. I still need that damage. It's in the Death Dog's bite. Yeah. It's that 1d6 plus 2, I think.
That's it's re-triggered it for you. I'm highlighted. Let me do it again.
No, I got it. I'll just do it manually.
Alright. Okay, now it's your actual turn.
Okay. Whoa! Why do these dogs have 2 heads? This isn't good. This isn't good. See, I would not have the hand crossbow equipped. I would have my short bow. Actually, if I'm honest, I should be honest about this. Since we were stealing, I would not have my short bow equipped. I would have it slung over me. So I think what I'll do then is I will say that my hand crossbow is equipped.
Okay.
Because there's no way I would have that while I was stealing stuff. And I think what I'll do then is, okay, Dread Ambusher bullshit. This is a lot of stuff. Okay. First of all, I'm a Dread Ambusher. On the start of my first turn each combat, I get an increase of 10 feet to my walking speed. And if I take the attack action, I can make 1 additional weapon attack. So what I'm going to do is I am going to fire my hand crossbow, which should not suffer a ranged penalty at melee range because it's a hand crossbow. And then my water elemental's in range of this. Oh, should I do a disengage first? Yeah, I'm gonna disengage first. Disengage first with my bonus action.
Okay.
And then I will move over to there. And I will sort of hide behind the sofa and take a shot at this death dog with my hand crossbow.
Go for it.
That's a 21 to hit.
Hits.
For 7 damage, and I will get my sneak attack. For an additional 8 because the water elemental is in melee range.
Yeah.
So that's 15 damage.
2 crossbow bolts strike the side of this dog. It kind of yelps, limps a little as it kind of rushes around the side of the water elemental. Catching you, step away from it, it turns to you as the second one strikes, but it is still standing.
Using favored foe as well. So this should be one level. Increases when you reach level 6. So it'd still be the D4. That's 2 extra damage. And I will attack again. Because of Dread Ambusher. Now, does the hand crossbow have a reload? I think it does.
This does an extra 2 damage.
The favored foe is 2. But But I'm attacking again with the hand crossbow. It doesn't
Okay.
look like it has a reload thing. Okay. Another hit with a 14
14 hits.
for another 7 damage.
It is loading. It requires you to... words.
Okay, so disregard that 7 damage then. I wouldn't have been able to fire that. If that is the case... I think that's all I can do. That's it.
All right. Okay. That is the end of your turn, bringing us to the Death Dog that is on the other side of the water elemental. I think this one's just simply going to try and bite at that water elemental twice. A miss, and then another miss. I think it's biting the water, but it's like not making purchase with the parts of this elemental that are actually sort of arcanely alive. It's just catching swirling and surging water pieces, foam, and it's just snapping wildly like dogs do at the you know, like a dog with a, when you sort of trying to give it water through the hose pipe and they do that thing. It's just doing that. So that one misses both of its attacks. I don't think it's going to move either. The one that is like whelmed inside of the water elemental is going to attempt to break free, which it sort of does on its strength save, right? It'll try and bite the water elemental as well. Yeah.
Thank you, Fates.
2 bites. Oops. A miss and a hit, dealing 5 presumably piercing damage to the water elemental. And of course the water elemental doesn't need to make any saves for the poison and disease. The last Death Dog here, I think is going to rush around this table and come for you, Candle, because you're kind of running around and running away from it. It sort of skitters away from the rushing, surging water of the water elemental, and you back around this kind of low hallway table or rest as you move backwards, firing your hand crossbow. There is the sound of a snarling, biting, snapping Death Dog rushing from the other side, and it is going to attempt to bite you twice as well. First bite, miss on an 8. Second bite, miss on a 14. Just
So much Fates.
one head snapping
exalted now.
closed as Candle kind of dodges one way into the jaws of the second head as it snaps closed. There's one of those like anime moments as the jaws close, and you see Candle's legs like split as he's above the thing, frantically loading his crossbow. The Death Dog kind of skidding to one side as Candle lands back on the ground. And that is the end of the Death Dog's turns, bringing us back to the top of the round with Lumen. Thank you again, everyone, for the insane tips. We're almost already at Stella does something weird. Again, I'll go through and we'll do all of this as soon as combat ends. So yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. What would you like to do, Lumen? It's your turn.
We're wasting too much time. I will again pull on the power from within, roiling fire forming around my fingertips in delicate arcane lace. I'll shoot out another firebolt upcasted at 4th level.
Okay. Now, presumably, are you aiming for which one? Where are you placing this in such a way that you can?
Let's see here. Okay. I put it here.
Yeah, why not?
Wait.
Kill everyone.
Too late. You've done it. That's it. It's over. Too late. It has to happen.
Nope.
I'm kidding,
No, this
no.
is what I'm going to do. If you hover over it, it will show that all of the death dogs are in it, and Candle is not in it.
Yeah, you're right.
But it does target the water elemental as well, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa,
So they need to make a dexterity saving throw.
All right,
beat
here
a
we
16.
go. Let me grab all of these death dogs here. And the water elemental, right, needs to make saving throws. So let's
You want me
go.
to do that?
I think I've got it here. Let's find out together. Death dog, fail. Death dog, fail. Death dog, fail. Death dog, make. Water elemental, fail.
All right, and here's the damage. 33 fire damage as it...
This actually wipes out all of the death dogs. You see all 4 of the death dogs as they are burned to a crisp. A couple of them snapping and biting at the water elemental. One of them, as Candle lands in front of it, the 2 heads go to bite at Candle before they are just ignited, immolated, and turned to ash as the pieces of death dog kind of blow away in some of the ashen smoke here from the expulsion of the spell. The water elemental just hisses as it is boiled. There is a bunch of steam that rushes off of the top of this thing, but it remains. It is somewhat damaged, but it remains. That is, however, the end of the combat as you destroy each of these dogs. Oh, not the water
that
elemental.
looks so brutal.
Yeah. You actually do not.
As I complete the rune that I've traced in the air, you see the blood continuing to trickle down from my forehead, and it travels across my face. I reach up and I wipe it from my eyes.
Whoa!
Come on, boss.
Is that you?
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know. We're in some rich guy's place. It could be fire raining down from the sky. Could be fire raining from a statue. I missed it. I was being attacked by a dog. Didn't you see? I had just split my legs, almost bit right into little Candle.
All right, well, we need to be quick about this.
Yeah, good idea. We definitely haven't made a ton of noise by now. Oh, okay.
There is a commotion that you can hear from outside. There are the several security guards, the night watchmen. Also, there's a hell of a lot of squirrels out there as well. Candle, you did notice, and I think you actually failed you failed the perception check for this last week, but I gave it to you in the narrative of the book page at the beginning. That you, I'm going to give it to you that you did notice a hooded figure. What you didn't notice is like who they were. But moving away from the closing front door to this, there was a hooded figure that sort of darted away that seems to have let the death dogs in that you would have been noticed, you would have been aware of.
Okay. All right. Well, we gotta find where the other safe is. We gotta look around. Okay. Water elemental. Could you be so kind as to guard the door in case there's anybody else that comes through that's not us? They're bad.
It kind of like it just turns into a lot of water, rushes across the ground. The rug that's under there kind of curls and twists with it. As it appears in front of the door, it kind of just blocks the doorway. As it does so, like 2 sort of pseudopods come out as sort of arms, kind of crashing and hitting some of the cupboards and antique hallway wares, and several things roll across the ground, many of which are potions. Let's see here. So this is a traditional potion roll. Let me see. Yeah, roll me 2 d20s each. Get a bunch of potions here.
Scurry over towards it like a rabid, hungering raccoon.
16 and a 12 for me.
16, the potion of ethereal sight. grants the drinker the ability to see into the ethereal plane for 10 minutes. 12 is the potion of spontaneous echo. You got 2 of them now. Everything the drinker says for the next hour is echoed 3 seconds later in a ghostly voice. And Lumen got a 14. Another potion of Giant's Might. So another times, I'll just times 2 that. And then a 20 is the potion of reality unbound, which is that the drinker can cast wish once within the next hour, but doing so causes them to age 5d10 years instantly. The bottle is shaped like a monkey's paw.
Sounds totally safe.
Yeah, it's fine. You also get some loot. This is a rollable table, so I can just do this here. The first thing that comes rolling out of one of these things is another elemental gem.
Grab that immediately.
Roll me a d4 or whatever it is to see which what's it you get. Whatever type of elemental is in there.
4.
4. Another emerald. It was an emerald. For another water elemental, you have 2.
Yay.
Well, you have another one.
I don't have to add shit to my sheet.
Yeah. There is also, what's going all the way down, a soldier-issued Buster Sword in there that comes forth.
Throw it into my hole.
Well, this one was were both of those potions mine?
No, yeah. So the potion of ethereal
16
sight
and the 12.
and the potion of spontaneous echo were yours. The giant's might,
Yeah.
and reality unbound were Lumen's.
Gotcha.
The loot just lands on the ground. It's just first come, first served between
Okay.
the elemental
Yeah,
gem.
so I grabbed the gem. The sword's too big anyway for me.
Yeah, it's enormous, Lumen.
I put the sword in my hole.
I thought it was like 3 foot cubed or whatever. This is like what is the Buster Sword? It's like 5 feet.
Big. Yeah, it's like 5 feet by a foot at least.
How long does the potion of Giant's Might last?
An hour, I think. Might be 10 minutes, but I think it's an hour.
Okay, because I technically drank that as soon as we left
1d4 hours. So you'd roll a d4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want me to do that now?
If you're
I
drinking
already
it now,
drank one.
yeah. Drink it now and roll me a d4. 2 hours.
Okay, I'll just pick up the Buster Sword for now.
The normal
Now hold it
potion of
over.
giant strength, I think it's an hour. This is slightly different.
Hmm.
And yeah, you pick up this Buster Sword
I just have it
with ease.
over my shoulder.
Yeah. And you look cool as shit. You also find 2 magic items in here as well. Let's see what they are. The first one being a potion of fire breath. Whoever wants to take that can. These are just on the ground. And the second being some mithril armor. Don't know if this is better or worse than what you have. Potentially. Actually, I don't know if it's good for you, is it?
Well, mithril is supposed to be very light. Light, flexible metal. Do we know what kind it is? Because I think there's a roll associated with it.
I'm happy to say
6,
that it's
7,
whatever
8.
you want it to be.
I have armor already. I don't think it's gonna help me very much.
Okay.
So, Lumen, if you want this, it's real shiny.
Pick it up and I throw it in the hole.
Yeah.
Good.
You don't even know wear it.
No.
That
Great.
hole and the sack of holding are just filled with random things that you've collected from this man now. You are going to come away from this, if you survive the evening, as millionaires, Rodney. Neither of you, I think, will really get that reference. But anyone that does, VOD watchers probably, everyone's in bed or out on a Friday night. Because for me, it is 10 to 9. And everyone else in the UK who may have a hope of understanding the reference. Both of you can
Check
roll
that
me
room.
a d30. You still got more shit to do. You're exalted.
One.
So, the generous fates. Guiding light. You always know which direction is north, even when underground or disoriented.
Amazing.
This will come in later. Come in handy later, maybe. Okay.
Should we split up?
You've got to roll me a
You also
d30
need to
as
roll
well.
d30.
Lumen.
Yes.
You have an exalted
8.
status. Fleeting inspiration once per long rest. You can grant yourself or an ally within 30 feet a +5 bonus to their next attack roll or skill check. We'll say that you have this already. You're long rested. So. Okay.
You look,
Thank
check
you.
that room. I'm gonna check this one.
All right.
All right. So you guys are splitting up and checking some of the other rooms. Yeah. Give me. First of all, both of you. You're doing this quickly, right? Rather than stealthily.
Right.
Yeah. So just give me
Correct.
investigation checks.
Dirty
26.
20.
A dirty
Another natural
20 and a natural 20. Really?
Yep.
God damn. If I was PB, something insane would have happened. I'd be like, oh, that's crazy. You end up in a completely different world. Ah, you're in Omaha. You're in Utah.
Should I role play?
Yeah. And then everyone goes, oh my God, what's the matter? Are you okay? Is everything fine? And she's like, someone rolled a dice. What? In a game? That's crazy. All right. So first, well, both of you, I mean, either way, 20 is good. So you open these doors. Neither of these doors are locked. Candle, you look into this room and you see it doesn't really strike you, I think, at first. How much time do you spend in rich people's manors and apartments and things?
Not a ton, but I have done it a few times at least. There's probably a lot of risk involved, which I like, but I don't know how often those jobs would happen. So I'm going to say I've probably done it at least a handful of times.
Okay, yeah, you see a sort of a long, thin kind of room here that is lined with varying glass display cases and mounted like plaques. And inside each of these are sort of rare looking artifacts and gems. There's jeweled daggers, there's vases, little curios and things. It's kind of like a trophy room. These seem to be probably what Thorn keeps. These aren't things that he's going to put into auction. There's sort of a faint smell of polish and dust in the air. You rolled a 20, right? You were natural 20. Do you look around this room, or are you just like poking your head in, looking for a safe?
Yeah, I think what I would do is probably we're in a rush now since these dogs have come in. So I think it's a cursory glance. We're trying to find the best possible chance for a room. So I'm using my best guess here. If this looks like a place where the safe would be.
Yeah, your first glance around this room, it definitely doesn't look like there's any sort of safe in here whatsoever. There's all of these cases that are probably protected by some sort of thing, alarm of some sort. Lumen, you crack open this door at the back of the room. This is just a rear exit, basically. There's a sort of very small looking conservatory that has some plants growing in here. It looks like just like herbs and things and spices. Probably some of them are like like weird imports and things like that. But it's essentially just a back door. As you open it, there's even a bit of a draft that comes through. As you glance into here, you can see through the large glass windows at the back and the rear door through this through this separate room, that there are security guards, those night watchmen that are moving around the back of the building as if they're kind of heading around this side of the building and probably coming back around to the front. You can see them talking to each other and pointing at the ground, but you can't hear what they're saying.
The fates are getting edged very hard right now.
All right. I will look for any object, literally, to basically have it act as like a door jam. I don't want this door to close. I want to keep it open just in case I need to rush through here. I don't have to mess with the handle.
Yeah,
And
you find.
I don't spend a lot of time.
Yeah, you can easily find like a rock from like part of the conservatory and put it on the ground next to the door. It jams open easily.
I don't waste time in here. As soon as I do that, I rush back towards the room, begin to make my way up the staircase.
Okay. And Candle,
other-
you're doing it as well?
Well, there's other doors that we haven't looked. Is there right? Are these doors?
No. So these ones you've checked. So you checked there was the room that you took all of the items from. There was the study, and there was sort of a drawing room or like an opening room, and then there was the room that is just like a hearth and things. We'll say that you kind of gave them the glance, and unless the thing is like very well concealed, you've already kind of ticked those rooms off. So you only really have the upstairs. What did I say? The upstairs today.
The fates are getting edged so hard. Oh my god, again? Oh, there we go. We got a loot box.
Okay, let's see. The two of you maybe rush up the stairs. There are a couple of items that are easily swipeable on the sides of the tables here. Let's have a look what they might be. One of them is a poisoner's kit.
We've had like 5 of those.
Is it always 70, or did I just end up putting that in here like 50 times? And then a spell scroll of first level. Let's see what this one is. First level. A spell scroll of guiding bolt, which one of you can just add to your sheet, whoever wants it.
Do I have a poisoner's kit already? I'm pretty sure I do.
You can cast from spell scrolls. I don't actually know if this is in like raw D&D or not, but you can basically use an Arcana check to attempt to cast a spell from a spell scroll if you have proficiency with Arcana.
I do not. Yeah, I guess I'll take another poisoner's kit.
Okay. Another.
Throw this paper into the hole.
Into the hole, baby. Okay, great. Yeah, so I imagine that you go rushing up the stairs. There are 4 more doors on the upstairs level, presuming that the two of you just split, taking one side each, you know.
Yeah.
2 of the doors are locked. The 2 furthest doors from where you are locked, and the 2 closest ones are open. Who goes left, who goes right at the top of the stairs?
I go left.
You both go left, and then one of you goes right.
Yeah, we
Should
bump
go that
into each
way.
other. Fine. I go right.
Okay. All right.
Always go left.
Lumen, roll me a perception
It's my
check
mentality too.
as you just sort of creep into the first room.
I roll my eyeballs. Where is it? Perception. 21.
21. Yeah, you kind of open the door. It's you sort of immediately open it up into a sort of lavish looking chamber. This is a room
Nat 20.
that's got a nat 20. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
that was a nat 20.
You can
Naturally.
see a grand piano in this room. It's kind of a music room. There is a polished mirror that dominates one back part of the sort of the back wall. There's a harp. There are several string instruments. All of this stuff is displayed on like ornate stands, and you can see that there are several pieces of like sheet music scattered around. Specifically, there is a mahogany desk that's sort of a writing desk, but is designed, it seems, to be composing music. you do a quick cursory glance of this room, you do find a hollow panel in the piano's underside, kind of expecting this to be maybe where the thing that you're looking for might be. A little lockbox falls out. Well, it's locked. It's a small lockbox that falls and fits into the sort of the palm of your hand. Do you want to
Cast
attempt to
knock.
open it or keep it? Oh, you have knock, right. You open this thing up immediately. There is a sort of perfect looking ruby in here. Your best guess probably worth something like 500 gold. This thing is like extremely well cut. You get the sense that this is probably something that was stashed away just in case, for almost a situation like this, if he needed to sort of pull just a thing that's worth money and escape, hidden away
As I'm
from where he
holding
keeps all the
it,
other things. Yeah.
I am transfixed on it. I turn it very carefully in my fingertips, admiring it deeply, very much in the same spirit of Abu from Aladdin.
Yeah.
And then I put it into the hole.
Yeah. The rug
Actually, I
underneath
put this
you.
one in between my titties.
Okay. The rug underneath you comes to life. Flies you out of there.
Bye,
doesn't really.
Candle.
Candle. Speaking of Candle, you open the door to what is very obviously the master bedroom here. You can see his private quarters. There's a big four-poster bed, dark silk sheets. The center of the room, these large heavy oak nightstands. You can roll me an investigation check, and then we'll see what Stella's going to do for us.
I'm sorry, that was for me making
Yes,
an
an
investigation?
investigation
Okay,
check.
sorry.
This is just for your cursory glance over this room, the master bedroom, to see if you can find the thing that you're looking
24.
for. Yeah, you do a once around this room. There's a big fireplace. The mantle is sort of cluttered with all of these Gaudi trinkets and trophies. There's a big wardrobe that you like scan through looking for a secret panel or something like that. And there is these two nightstands. You do find that in the headboard of the bed there is a very sort of secret, a concealed compartment that you're able to push, and inside of it is a dagger. As you pull it out, you recognize this is a jeweled dagger that you might
Yoink.
be able to keep or sell. It's probably worth something. But other than that, there's most certainly not any sort of other safe, and you don't find the Eye of Vizara either, the amulet that you are looking for. As the two of you come out of the doorways, looking across at each other over the top of the landing here, each of you may be shaking your heads at each other. You go to each of the other two doors. As you're trying both of the doors, both of you recognize that each of these doors are locked at the same time. You hear the front door. You hear someone sort of muffled outside say, "Quam Bambo," and then a key placed into the lock as the front door downstairs begins to open as the night watchmen approach. And this is where we're going to take a little break. Now, do I know what's going to happen now? Nope. But Fates, thank you very much so far for the tips. I would really like to have some lunch. I brought my Paw Patrol lunchbox with my lunch in it. I'm really hungry, and it's getting late for me, and I need to eat before I go to bed, or I will throw up in the night. Just a little fun fact about me there.
Like a
You're
cat.
welcome. Almost literally like a cat, yeah, but with more hair somehow. It's really weird. I like to eat the hair that you find in the drain of the shower.
Huh?
It is
Yeah.
delicious.
It's just a good morning snack while you're having a shower.
Yup.
But it always comes up at night. It's the weirdest thing. It does not digest.
Oh, I love it when it wriggles around a little bit too.
Oh, what the fuck? Guys,
What do you mean? You fucked us up?
thank you so much for the tips, Fates. We very much appreciate it. Stella does something weird. Is the light bar reward about halfway up this bar today, and so Stella during the week sent me a message that said, "Hey, can you just capture a screen and then I'll do something?" And I went, "Sure." And then we set it up. So whatever it is, I have no idea. Wack has no idea. I don't know what this is. This might be the last stream we ever do. Because I don't know if this is... I'm petrified. I've got no idea what's been prepared. But Stella, it's all yours. You're full screen. What are you doing?
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry,
And
audio
well-
listeners. I'm sure Stella will describe whatever's happening.
Welcome everyone to my presentation. Currently, I have a demure, no spoilers slide.
Very demure.
Thank you so much, Fates, for this opportunity and this first-time preview of this presentation. No one in the world has seen it yet, except myself. All right, is everyone ready?
Yes.
Yes.
A non-canon special, Stella Luna's 2024 Hear Me Out Cake. Header
Okay.
is in a 69-point font, and that is absolutely hilarious to me.
You're right. Yeah.
All right, next slide.
Okay. What is happening?
Section 1. What is a Hear Me Out Cake?
Yeah. What is a hear me out? Okay.
A Hear Me Out
What
Cake
is
is a delicious baked good in which you spear pictures of things you would bang and or bang by into, usually because of criteria that might make other people go, what the fuck, Amanda?
Yeah. Wack. This is the last. We're done. We're cooked. There's no way we're getting through this slideshow and coming out of this without having to delete the VOD. We're cooked, bro. PB's gonna kill us when she gets back next week. All right.
Next slide. Stella's 2024 Hear Me Out Cake. Side note, which subtly and sexily implies there might be a 2025 cake.
It is 2025 right now.
Yep, so this is my cake for last year, all right?
Right. Okay.
Okay. Please consider the following.
Okay.
Thresh from League of Legends.
Smash.
Smash.
Is that what we're doing?
Instantly.
Is this
right?
smash or
Yes,
pass?
this is my smash cake, right?
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that this requires any kind of explanation. Thresh is just hot,
Yeah.
and there's chains involved.
Half
It's
of his
great.
name is the word smash.
Yeah, absolutely. Right?
Yeah.
Hydralisk from StarCraft.
No. Absolutely no way.
Wack, are you okay?
Wax stun locked. You've killed him.
All right, listen, Hydralisks, if you're not familiar, have this poison spit ability. I'll just leave it at
Acid.
that. All right?
Yeah, great.
And that's on your smash list.
Next is Enderman from Minecraft.
No.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing. Orcish always says I am one of those things because I'm tall and thin. But it's still not a smash for me. What's the opposite of it's just pass, or is there a cake version?
No, there's no real thing.
Right.
If we were doing this in person, basically we'd go around, we all have prepared things to put in the cake, and we would just take turns putting things onto the cake. That's how this
Oh,
works.
I have seen this meme.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
have.
know. I know what it is.
Yeah. It's very popular right now.
Right.
Okay.
We do, but this is
I don't
just.
have a
Enderman is
cake.
too clingy. Too
That's
clingy.
true. Yeah, and also you can't like look at them. There's too
Yeah.
many rules.
You can. They just
Well,
start to,
then,
They just start going crazy.
tickle you. Yeah, they just
Yeah.
start growling at you. You know, who doesn't like a good growl? All right, moving
Okay.
on. Specifically, the Farmer's Delight mod pack by Vector Wing. I love cooking.
Pass.
This
I don't know.
is the greatest mod for Minecraft, okay?
Yeah, if you say so.
No, do you remember? Okay, remember when we played Minecraft and I was doing the thing where I was putting the bacon down and then chopping it really fast?
Yeah, that's this.
That's the yeah.
That was pretty good. I changed it. I'm smash.
Yeah. See? Yeah,
That
we
was
fuck
good.
with
That
that.
was a good mod.
Okay, next. Mr. Ping from Kung Fu Panda, who's Poe's dad.
Oh man, I don't think this is a smash for me, but I do love this character. I weirdly have
Such a
seen
good
Kung Fu
dad.
Panda. I watched it over Christmas with my nephew.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it was
and
good.
Mr. Ping is a supportive father. He kind of, has to get warmed up a little bit, but he comes around, Sorry if you haven't seen Kung Fu Panda and I spoiled that to you. But
It's about 55 years old.
And my favorite quote is, "You had the noodle dream?" Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, did you have a noodle dream?
Next is Melina from Mortal Kombat. Bonus points if the mask is off.
Smash on, smash off.
She's got the Baraka teeth.
It's terrifying. Yeah,
underneath.
it's exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you both. Remind me to tell you both a story after the stream. I think I've already smashed Melina.
I actually think I have to.
All right. Moving on.
Unexpected twist. It was me and Whack that got the stream cancelled, so that was good.
Yeah.
Ghostface specifically from Dead by Daylight without a skin.
I don't know what Ghostface from Dead by Daylight is in terms of different to the Ghostface from the movies, but the guy that plays Ghostface in the first, I know there's two of them, but like the sexy one that isn't what's his face. What's that actor called?
I don't know.
Oh man, one of them's so sexy that it's beyond smash.
So the original
one.
actors.
Scream one, yeah.
I feel like I know this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna Google it because I also know it, but I just cannot remember.
It's got a weird name.
Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking
he
about.
was in a show that was about like a nuclear fallout apocalypse thing too, and he was hot in that too.
Matthew Illiard.
Not the other one. No, not Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard, the other one. The
Isn't
other one?
Matthew Lillard Scooby-Doo guy?
Yeah, he is
Shaggy.
the second Scream in Scream 1. If you haven't seen it, it's also 55 years old. But the first Scream guy is fine. When I tell you this guy is so fine, it's a smash for me. Now, in
Okay,
Dead by
okay.
Daylight, is which Scream is he? Who is he?
This one.
So we don't know.
No.
So there's like there's been like 10 different Screams in the world. So there's a 1 in 10 chance it's the same as the guy who was also in the show Jericho, who was in Scream 1. For me, smash.
I'd smash this one.
I'm risking
I'll
it.
just
risk
leave
all.
it.
I'll risk it all.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a
Okay,
smash
moving
for
on.
me. Yeah.
This painting.
Chiaroscuro, baby. That is a beauty.
I love this painting.
Yeah.
That is also how my cat sits on me when I wake up in the morning. Yeah.
Is that why?
No, I just think
I'm
this
opening
is
the stream so I can see it in big.
in big. So this painting is The Nightmare by Frank someone. It's supposed to represent like sexual desire or some
Of course.
fucking shit. Like if I remember correctly, the critical assessment of this painting is essentially the painter was obsessed with this woman and he couldn't have her. She rejected him. She got married by somebody else. And this is supposed to represent like him sitting on her, wishing that he had her or something. And she's sleeping, visiting in this, I don't know. It's kind of creepy, but I don't know. I
love it.
Fuck with this painting.
I
It's
love
great.
anything that has
There's a horse.
I mean, I hate horses, but I do love anything that has such an epic contrast between
Oh my
light
god,
and dark.
I just noticed the horse. Why is the
Terrifying.
horse?
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Ah, he's a nightmare. So he was messing
Mare.
around, Frank
Looks like Donkey from fucking Shrek in the background.
Goethe.
Bonus points.
Is that who it is?
I love Donkey. Yeah, so on. All right, moving on. This aesthetic.
So PB's house.
Yeah, it's just PB's house.
All right, PP, I'm coming over.
Yeah, pass for me. I'm not going there. Terrifying.
Zur from Destiny 2.
Absolutely get that away from me. The fucking thing from my sleep paralysis demon at the end of the bed.
Listen, Zur travels far and wide to give you all the good stuff. I love me a good gift.
I know nothing about Destiny
mysterious.
2. That's terrifying.
Can't see his face.
Yeah, he looks
don't
like
know
Vivi
his-
or a Jawa.
Such a mystery.
Yeah,
No.
he's gonna steal my ship parts. Sell
No,
'em.
no, no. He's giving you stuff. Get stuff.
I know a Java when I see one.
That was pretty good.
That was
last
good.
bit.
All right, next. Shieldred the Apocalypse.
Smash.
Mother.
You want to know why mine's Smash?
Why?
Death Touch.
Death Touch. Specifically, Shieldred the Apocalypse from Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
This card is so strong.
Super broken.
Super broken. I love it.
It's
Chef's
like the
kiss.
most played card, I think.
Yeah. I love her. I'm a basic bitch. All right. Let's moving on. Oh, Becca. Splitter of seconds. Please split my seconds.
What does that mean?
It can mean anything you want, Bradley. Okay? Look, just look at it. She's strong. She's independent. Menace. She can take on everybody and protect my fragile little body. You know, she slips between time. She just does so many things.
Pass. I'm not dealing with all that. She sounds crazy.
I love it.
I'm not
I
putting up
love
with
it.
Actual menace. It says menace.
She's
on
a
the
menace, dude. I've dated her before. I'm not doing it again. I found my peace.
All right, and then the last one for a palette cleanser, a pretty basic one. You know it, you love it. We all play 5th edition D&D. Classic Shambling Mound from 5e D&D.
Her shambling
Try fire
mound.
magic every time.
Yeah.
Every time they try fire magic.
Who doesn't love her shambling mound?
I love it.
Smash.
I love getting lost in it, you know?
Yeah. That guy's
Anyway.
having a great time, the one that's trapped in her shambling mound there.
Yeah, I wish that were me.
No, don't try to rescue me. I'm doing great. I'm fine. I paid for this. I need 5 more minutes. 5 minutes, damn. Wow.
All right. Any questions, comments?
Are you okay?
Yes, I actually had to trim out a lot because I was like, I shouldn't give too much. I should save some for the next cake.
I would have done this for the rest of the stream. This was great. I don't have any questions. I'm surprised that you didn't put... I thought you were going to be the last one. I thought it was going to be a horrible trick where you're just going to be like, Stella Luna, and then just look at us both as we awkwardly shuffle and have to both be like, yeah, I mean, she seems really nice, I guess.
All right, I'll pencil that down for my cake next year, and I'll choose an
Terrifying.
extreme. I have a whole year to choose the most sexiest, uncomfortablest picture of myself. All right, thank you.
Most
Goodbye.
sexiest, uncomfortablest picture. All right. Stella Luna, everyone. Do I have an applause? I do. I still have the applause. That was incredible. I enjoyed that. If you enjoyed that in the chat room, well, you paid for it. So I hope it was worth every penny. For me, it was. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Wow. I've got to go back to DMing. Back to DMing. Okay.
Whiplash.
Oh, the whiplash. This show gives me real bad, like DMing whiplash. You know when you're just like, I have to keep returning to the DM brain. Right.
It
So
was opening.
the two of you run into 2 locked doors, one on either side of the upper floor, with an open sort of what do you call that? A veranda? What is the top part of a thing called in a mansion? I feel like we call it a veranda, but I also feel like that's wrong.
I don't know. I'm not rich.
Yeah, me either.
A
a balcony?
hallway. Balcony,
you know,
yeah.
like an upper balcony, a terrace, a mezzanine, revealing who has money in the postulant. Oh yes, it's called a mezzanine, darling.
You, of course, mean the lower mezzanine,
Mm.
right? There's the lower mezzanine and the middle mezzanine
Yeah.
and the upper mezzanine.
Of course, I was
It's not
very,
the uppy
very
hallway?
drunk. The uppy hallway. That is the type of thing that I would probably try and... I don't know why I do this, because I can't describe things, and my brain stun locks, and I say uppy hallway. Uppy hallway. You two are on the uppy hallway. There is 2 doors, both of them locked in front of you. As you are sort of trying those doors, the front door opens downstairs. Immediately, the water elemental is in front of these 2 men. What does it do?
I told it to guard it, the door, and if it's not us, attack. That's what I said.
Okay, so the front door opens, and then there's a... Oh, bloody... And then 2 corpses float out the other side of the water elemental across the bottom of the floor, completely ruining this part of this sneak around doing the last part and avoid the guards Metal Gear Solid part. I even had this prepared. You're just free. You both Night Watchmen are dead, and you stand in front of 2 locked doors again. What would you like to do, each of you?
So I still don't have a thieves kit, unfortunately, but I will.
Which is insane. You have like 8 poisoners kits.
I do.
7 grappling hooks, and
yeah.
no thieves tools.
Yep. So I will attempt. I'm just trying to see what's inside the poisoner's kit.
If you can't thief without thieves tools, you don't deserve the Iron Man suit, Peter.
Yep. So what I'm going to do then is
I'm hungry, guys. I've got low blood sugar.
I'm going to.
I really wish we could have a lunch break.
I'm going to.
No, you go. Me hungry.
It works for you. Can you do that every now and then? Just go me hungry. And
Hungry.
Yeah. You can do that.
I will. I'm just gonna try and pick it with. Let's see. I think the closest thing I've got, honestly, is probably that climber's kit. And I'm gonna probably try to use. Or actually, no, we've got keys. I'm gonna try the keys.
Yeah.
I forgot I had those.
I love it every time you're going through all the stuff. Yeah, you open the door with the key.
It's a lot of stuff to keep track of.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You successfully open the door with the keys. You try a few of them. Eventually, one of them opens up into a private library. Is what you kind of see here. It's darkly lit, but you can make out lots of dark wooden shelves groaning under the weight of several books. Most volumes, as you're sort of moving through this room. You gave me an investigation check, right? What was it? 24. That's what it was.
So
no, that was for the previous room.
Yeah, that was the previous.
Give me another one for in here, please. You start like running along each of these shelves. As your eyes run along the different volumes, you can see that they're mostly around arcane studies, history, and rare items of power. They seem to just be knowledgeable books about things that might be taken to auction in Renard Thorne's work. There is in several of these books little notes in some of the margins, and the air in here is sort of parchment and dust. You start moving along each of these bookshelves, and you're sort of trying to see if maybe one of them would pull down, maybe it would reveal something. As you start looking towards the end of the room, you come to a wall that just seems to be a plain looking wall with wallpaper on it, and no obvious idea of there being any sort of hidden safe in this room whatsoever.
Thank you, Fates.
Okay.
We're almost cursed. Uh-oh.
Almost cursed, but also almost leveled up. It is, so Candle, nothing in this room of worth to you, unless you want to take some of the books. Lumen.
No. I see the books and I'm like, nope.
Yeah. Lumen, you are in front of a locked door.
All right. I have a question.
Yeah.
So, magic missile never misses, right? It always hits its target.
Correct.
Could I potentially cast magic missile and send all 3 glowing darts of magical force to hit the lock and just break the lock?
Absolutely, you can. There is rules for this, and it is called It's called D&D Lock HP. They have an AC and a HP. There's object rules.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the AC with Magic Missile.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure one of the examples in the book is literally just like a small lock. Yeah, it is. So this would be... Yeah, you just need to deal 5 HP.
Okay. I will cast this at first level.
Brad makes it up. I wasn't making it up. I was just trying to remember what it was called. The object rules is what I was looking for.
It will do 15 force damage. The way that my magic missiles look, as I'm casting, again, I pull from my chest this arcane power, and it forms as 3 daggers made of pure fire. And as I fling them forward, they smash in succession into the lock of the door, literally busting it open.
Yeah. The door, the lock on the door that's underneath the handle breaks, and you see a crack run along the metal. You hear a sound like the lock breaking, as well as the handle kind of falling off of the door, and the door kind of just gently opens an inch or so.
I kick the door open, and then I will frantically move forward and try to throw things around.
Okay. Chaos enters the room. Let's see, what is in this room?
I'm wasting too much time.
Oh, this is a weird room. As you step into it, this is the weird room. This is just a room with several extravagant looking paintings. Butt stuff. No, it's just there are... it's a room that is just a plain, sort of polished black wall with a crystal chandelier above, unlit at the moment. And at the far end of this room, there is 3 paintings, one very large painting to either side of it. And all 3 of them have a painting of a man. If you've ever seen Renard Thorn, you would recognize it as Renard Thorn. Just a huge painting of Thorn himself presiding over this space. He's got an expression of sort of smug, self-satisfied look on the in the first painting, a sort of full-bodied painting, standing there with a shawl over one shoulder and a set of very fine-looking clothes, cream with a rose in his breast pocket. Either side of it are 2 more paintings. Thorn looking a little younger, maybe very early 20s, maybe late teens, with a very large-looking dog with 2 heads next to him, and then an even younger looking Thorn, a child, or a young babyish looking Renard Thorn with a puppy with 2 heads in his arms. All 3 have that same kind of smug, self-satisfied expression. But that's all that's in this room, and it's a pretty decent sized room.
There's like a really shitty mustache on each, even the baby.
The baby has like a tiny little few hairs mustache. Then the teenage one has a few more. And then the older one still doesn't have a satisfying looking mustache.
I will immediately run over towards them and try yanking them off the wall.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Okay. And just as a reminder, I took that potion last session, which is why my strength is currently at a 23. Damn, are you serious? That's a 10.
And yeah, the all 3 of them are like, they're almost like welded to the wall. They just feel like they do not move whatsoever.
I will back
a
up.
bunch of books over here.
Some paintings over here.
And did you look behind them?
I'm trying. I will use a... In the amount of time that it takes for Candle to come over, I will cast another magic missile, and I'll hit a bolt at each individual one, aiming for the face.
Yeah. This is successful. You just tear through the canvas on each one. Behind it is just sort of a wooden backboard, but each of the faces is destroyed by each of these magic missiles.
Again, pulling from my internal power source, blood dripping down my face. Do I see anything as they're punched through by the magic missile?
Just a wooden backboard, a little messed up, a little broken by some minor force damage.
Well, whatever. I will throw my head out of the door frame, looking towards Candle. You want to have a look around in here? I don't think there's much else.
Were there any other doors?
No other doors.
I begin to run my hands along the walls inside of this room, trying to find perhaps maybe a secret door of some kind.
Yeah, roll me an investigation check.
A 14.
14. Running your hand along the walls, they just appear to be smooth walls all the way around. No hidden mechanisms, no little buttons or pressure plates, anything like that.
Oh, what a waste of space.
Probably make my way to that room by now. There were no other rooms upstairs, right?
Correct. You've now searched every room in the manor that you are at least aware of, unless there is some sort of exceptionally well hidden secret door or something like that. This place.
There's no way there would be anything like that.
Hungy. I'm doing my part.
I really would like to eat my lunch.
Maybe Bradley will let us proceed the adventure if only he had something to fortify his blood sugar.
Oh, if only I could remember the next part of the campaign. You can both make me just straight, flat intelligence checks. Wow, I can't speak today. This is
Words are
insane.
hard. It's okay.
Apparently.
16.
16?
I also got a 16.
Yeah, can you scream and go crazy that you both rolled the same thing?
Whoa.
Wow, it's like she's really here.
Haunted.
Wow, it's like she's
no.
actually
Oh
here.
my god, we matched.
Wow, this is crazy. We don't even need her to come back next
Haunted.
week.
Holy cow.
I'll give you
The
this.
dice have never rolled the same number before.
I'll give you this information.
Our brains touch?
To your best understanding, plus the fact that you looked over some of the stuff in the study, you checked where the best guess that the Eye of Azara might be. You've checked Thorn's personal belongings. You've checked his auction belongings, and you've checked his safe. You also checked his books, both the above board books and the hidden sort of black books about his imports and exports. It doesn't seem like the Eye of Azara is here. I think you might come to the conclusion that the Eye of Azara is not and has never been in this manor house. And did you just get a level up?
No, we got a curse. We're like a nipple away from a level up.
One nipple. One very small nipple or long
Small
ones.
nipple.
You know, Orcish has got 3-inch nipples, like long stick nipples.
I did know that. He sent me a lot of
Wait,
pictures.
like,
It's really
like
unfortunate.
this?
It's crazy looking. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you could hang clothes on him.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's weird looking. That's not fair, but it's crazy looking. It is. I was extremely unexpected.
Interesting. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this information.
I would purge it from your mind if you could. It's time to become cursed. Let's see here. Curses. Oh, drat and curses. The first curse, I think, will come through to Candle. The player is cursed to look down at the ground. They can no longer make eye contact with others unless they are able to look down on them.
I
And
think
you
you
are
rolled
a
as a
gnome.
death dog.
Death dog. I don't know why I've rolled that as I guess I have them selected.
Ah, my neck! Oh.
Yeah, you have a bad neck. Curse of bad
Oh.
neck.
Oh. Scoliosis. I think that's
The
what they call
curse
it.
of scoliosis. And the next curse for Lumen.
Are you
player
hungry,
character.
Brad?
I am very hungry. The player character.
anymore.
Oh my god! Thank God it's time for lunch. Let me read what you get. What Lumen gets cursed with, and then we're gonna have a lunch break. The player character summons a little foot-tall naked man with a hat that goofs around and makes as much noise as possible. Everyone can hear him and see his impact in the area, but cannot see him. He has no name and will not speak back. He just speaks in sounds and screams. A very small, foot-tall version. Like, to us, it's clearly just a small, naked Wacksteven. But to Lumen and to Candle, it's just a small naked man with a hat on. Exactly that hat, the black beanie.
The beanie.
And he starts goofing around, and he will be played by Wacksteven after this short lunch break that we're having right now. It's time for lunch, everyone.
Yay.
Thank you so much for allowing us to have a lunch break. It's very nice having a break. What did you bring for lunch this week? Again? Is that the same thing you got last week?
It's close. I figured I'd do something special this week.
Yeah.
So, of course, first and foremost, a banana.
Banana. Delicious.
Second of all,
Potassium.
a single cookie.
Wow, your week's allowance
Yes,
of cookie.
it is
Why does
a
it look
peanut-
like... Oh,
It's a peanut butter cookie. It's peanut butter and chocolate.
yeah, that looks good.
I don't know why I'm still talking like Candle.
It's your lunch break method.
And, of course,
You're like
the
Jared
greatest,
Leto. You stay in character the whole time.
A single lemon.
A single... Are you going to eat that lemon raw?
I will. I'll eat the lemon right now.
You are with the skin, you're a freak of a man. God, and we thought Orcish with his stick nipples was weird. You are... Oh, dude, GIF that. Deciduous, please tell me he's in here. Where's that GIF? Oh, wow. God, I'm going to enjoy tomorrow's GIF channel. Tablestory. Tablestory Discord. Tablestory.tv/Discord. Check the GIF channel. It's brilliant. And tomorrow it's going to have the most amazing GIF of Wacksteven.
So bad.
Practically
Instantly
just
regret.
Instant regret.
squirting out of his own mouth. So much lemon juice. That was crazy. That was like a cobra spitting venom.
It's a very
It's a lemon.
juicy lemon.
It's a
very
lemon.
juicy lemon.
Yeah, you're insane.
Ugh.
That's crazy. Okay.
Listen, I gotta do something funny if we're gonna do the lunch break, okay?
If it helps,
I was
Wack,
like, I gotta do it.
I have made the exact same joke. Because I guess we'll do my lunch now in the Paw Patrol lunchbox. Of course, because you all took the piss out of me last week because I didn't have normal bread and I had to make a peanut butter sandwich out of pita bread. I made a real one with real bread this week to just prove to you that I am not a weirdo and that I can be a normal person like you as well. Okay, and I also brought just an onion. The same joke. The exact same joke, except I'm not biting into that thing because I'm not going to be gift. I'm glad you made that mistake. And I'm not making it. What did you bring, Stella, for lunch?
Jelly.
Another jelly thing.
This is actually all I have. I have literally no other food.
Just
That-
collagen. That's it.
Coffee.
Collagen and coffee.
Yep.
Double co lunch. Yeah, well, how was your day, Stella?
Good. I played Minecraft.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
play it on a private server?
Have my own like hosted server, yeah.
Oh.
Am I inviting people? No. So I guess
So one could call it, in fact,
Private server.
a private server. Yes, actually, I guess it's private. I don't know. The thing about Minecraft, in my opinion, is like once you start inviting people, people start inviting people, and then it gets kind of like everyone wants to play Minecraft at all times. They want to play Minecraft. And I can't handle that kind of social energy right now. Especially because mod pack I'm playing right now is a Pokemon Stardew Valley Minecraft server.
Why can't you handle other people with those mods on? Okay.
I don't wanna.
I fully agree, by the way. I hate playing Minecraft with other people because you log in all on the same day.
Yep.
You log in all on the same day, and everyone builds a little house. And then you go to bed, and you wake up, and two players have been playing it. Somehow, in the last 24 hours, they've put 48 hours worth of work into it, and they've created a full, functioning, engineered city.
Build a city next to your dirt house, and then
And
you're
you
like,
have a
"Man,
little dirt house, and you're like, well, you guys have done everything. And there's a house that's got everything in it, and you don't need to do anything ever again. And those two players are Wacksteven and Retrosphere.
Yes. I will absolutely agree with that. It is 100% true.
They become crack addicted.
It's why I can't play Minecraft. I need to space it out. It needs to be years apart.
Every
Because
2
all that
years
energy-
we'll do a server. I like
That's 2 weeks. That's it.
yeah. The truth is I like not having that on a solo game. But then also when I'm playing solo, I get pissed off that I can't just go and steal from Ratch. I'm like, oh dude, I need like 15
You
cobblestone.
stole so much stuff from Ranch.
I need like the most specific thing, and I can just go and steal it from Ratch because I know he's got it.
Well, the hilarious part is he has everything, but he also doesn't because he has no organizational system whatsoever. Ratch has 82 storage chests, and he has no idea what is in any of them.
No.
So every single time he needs to find something from the chest, he actually has to look through every single one. It hurts me physically. I feel actual pain.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Wack has built like the most. Yeah, but it will be like the most futuristic, most well-organized thing, where you can click a button, and a little droid delivers to you the thing that you need.
I tried to do that last time. It was so hard. I built an auto sorter with the what was the name of that plugin? What's the name of that mod? Sav?
Cogs.
What's the name of it?
Is my camera fucking up?
Yeah.
Fuck.
What's happening to you?
I was gonna pull up my Minecraft server so you could see
You were
what
gonna
I've been
show it?
building. Yeah.
Yes, it was Create. It was the Create
Oh.
mod.
Oh, it wasn't Cake Smash Vanilla .mod or whatever that was called.
The Farmer's Delight.
Farmer's Delight.
We had one of
Farmer's
those.
Delight.
Well, we did Valhelsia, and then we did the one that's like Dark Souls, but it also had Create in it, and I can't remember what it was called.
There's never been a better ad for Farmer's Delight than what we just did.
Oh, level up!
Fuck it. I'm gonna commit. My camera's jacked up anyway.
What are you trying to do? Lunch break's over.
No,
Oh.
I just logged in.
Wait, I can go
Let me
full
show
screen.
you my house.
Just playing Minecraft in the middle of a D&D game.
This is my barn. I know you're getting like the fucking slideshow of it, but
Yeah, well, it's the second slideshow of the night.
there's the inside of the barn. There's some random watchhog in my barn.
A
Then here's
kobold.
my house.
Wow, that's actually really nice. How long have you been making stuff on this server?
I think like 3 days now.
3 days? Are you in creative?
Yeah. No.
What? How have you built all that in 3 days?
Skill issue.
Brad's been doing his Minecraft, for 3 weeks now, Brad?
3 weeks in 3-hour bursts. Let's not claim that
okay.
Stella hasn't slept for 3 days. This has been a full hyper focus.
Yeah. And there's my Pokemon.
Wow. Just a full-on Blastoise.
Just a Blastoise and then 2 Pokemon I've never seen in my life. I want that as an emote. Print screening it right now.
Yep.
blast. Perfect. Yes. Why does the bottom part look like a face?
That's hilarious.
It's got like Homer Simpson face.
It's the it's the
bottom.
Neanderthal SpongeBob meme. It's got the Neanderthal SpongeBob. What is that? Neander. Yeah, it came up. I wrote Neander. Look. That's crazy.
Damn, why is this doing that? Hold on.
Destroyed
I think I have
yourself.
to refresh.
You've destroyed yourself.
Be right back.
Well, you also get a level up.
Yes.
When you all find out what I have planned for next week, I think there might be a riot.
Okay.
I think
Smell
them.
of piss.
Let's just say it will never smell of piss again.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
There
shit.
we go.
Let's just say it will never
Are we
smell
leveling
of
up
piss again.
right now, or are we leveling up after?
If you'd like to receive the benefits,
Yes.
okay, then you may level up. Also, we need a good memory from both of you, and I don't think Stella is even aware of this mechanic, so this should be really fun for Stella to have to generate a good memory from Lumen's past. From sometime in Lumen's past.
Ooh, I can do that.
Yeah? And you can live improv that whenever you want
I know.
during this level up.
Okay. Yeah. So, I've just blasted. I've blasted holes in the faces of this smug-looking asshole. And as I'm standing there, hands on my hips, staring at the husks of what this was once a visual representation of the owner of this house, I smirk to myself. The camera gets all fuzzy, and it wiggles around and sparkles transition into a much younger Lumen. You see me as I was, without this strange sigil on my forehead, still very much a fire Ganassi, hair whipping about uncontrollably. And I am wearing the robes of someone of a great station. Well manicured, put together, high collar, pressed, deep purple that contrasts lovingly against my fiery red hair. As I'm moving between the halls of an equally lustrous place, it's quite evident that it is a place of great power. This is a castle of some kind, and this was a good place for me. I used to walk around these halls as if I owned them. I'm not born of noble blood, but I was someone important. I was the war advisor for this particular ruler. That was the last day before everything changed.
Oh, the story of Lumen, a non-canon spin-off event, 2026. Tune in,
I level up.
and you may level up. Don't forget to roll your HP, unless you don't
I'm
want.
taking average,
Fine by
because
me.
I'm not a wild woman.
You're average. You're an average
Yeah.
woman.
Yep.
Okay. Candle.
Okay, well, I definitely do not have another good memory. I'm just frantically checking all of my stuff, and I just realized I don't have another good one.
Give us some good
I got
facts about Candle's past then.
No, I'm gonna make one up on the fly.
Okay.
Okay. There's a lot of street buskers in Blackmane. A lot of them are also thieves. They work harder than you might think. They spend a lot of time on the street, just like a lot of the people that grew up there. And a lot of them did. I tried my hand at it once. I don't really have a lot of singing talent or very much magical abilities. A little bit here and there, of course, when required. But this particular day, I thought it might be a good opportunity to scout out some marks. See if there was anybody feeling really generous. So, I set up a little spot where I did some acrobatics of sorts. There's a fountain in town. Everyone calls it the Skunk because everybody in town that goes drinking late at night happens to piss upon it at some point or another. But during the day, it's quite beautiful, albeit a bit smelly. It has a noble person, probably one of the old founders of Blackmean, that it represents. They are holding a journal and in one hand and sort of proclaiming with the other hand out into the air. So I took it upon myself to perform various acrobatics around the statue, the skunk, trying ever so hard not to take a nosedive into the water, which was quite thoroughly a piston. I'm doing my acrobatics, and all of a sudden, as I'm precariously balancing with one toe on the edge of the finger, up at the highest point of the statue, someone throws a rock at me. I'm hit in the side of my head by the rock. I get a little bit dizzy for a second. I lose my balance. And then suddenly, I grab onto the finger. Ha ha! I didn't fall into the piss! I didn't fall into the piss! And just then, that was the time when the finger broke. I fell into the water with a splash, and it didn't smell good. So, as everyone begins to laugh all around me, I'm looking for the person that threw the rock. Who did that? Who did that? There's a bully that I recognize in the crowd. I meet eyes. I see a smirk. You! It was you! I jump out of the water. I rush on over to him. He stands his ground. He says, "Oi, what of it?" And I said, "Why? Why did you do that? I'm just trying to make a few extra coins." And he said, "You gotta keep up the act. If people see you're a fool, they'll feel sorry for you." I looked over to my bag I had on the ground, waiting for coins. And I saw 5, 6, 7 people with coins inside. I looked back. He says, "No thanks are necessary." I still smell like piss, you idiot. Well, that's your problem. As he walked off, I looked for a rock. I found it. I get ready to throw it. His back is turned. Now's the time to strike. I stop. I look back at my bag. Another person puts a coin in. A few people are still chuckling. People are looking at me. I realize what's going on. I dropped the rock. All part of the act! Candle the Great! Acrobatics extraordinaire. I take a bow. I do a backflip and land sploosh right into the water. I start washing myself with it. Smells great. Anybody else for a dip? I see a few people look around. That's the piss water. That's the skunk fountain. And then, suddenly, several other people jump into the fountain. And I say, what are you doing? You crazy? People piss in here. They shrug. They say, black mane always smells like piss. Who cares?
It does.
So much piss.
It truly does. The two of you come to the conclusion that there is no Eye of Visara here. For whatever reason, you've checked everywhere. You're good enough at this to believe at this point that it's not in here, and if it is, then it's concealed in a way that you're probably not going to be able to find it without taking Thorn hostage himself, and who knows when he'll be back.
What is going on? Any luck?
It's not here. I don't think it was ever here.
Shinny, that idiot. I wonder if she double-crossed us.
I think it was just bad information. It happens sometimes. At least we're
Well,
not
that could've
leaving
gotten us
empty-handed. You're not dead yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we swiped enough stuff. We should get out of here before anybody else comes.
Alright. Found a back way out. It's probably our best chance.
Okay. Yeah, otherwise we gotta jump through a window. I don't want to do that.
Oh, that wouldn't be too bad, actually. But I prefer not to. I start rushing back towards the stairs with the intention of heading towards the conservatory that I found earlier.
Yeah. You sort of head down the stairs. There are now 2 additional human corpses along with the death dogs. The water elemental remains kind of swirling and sloshing by the now open front door. The back door is still wedged open. Doesn't appear to be anyone out there. Just rain sort of lightly pattering against the conservatory glass.
Poke my head through the open door to try to get a good look of what I see beyond it. Trying to have an ear open for people that I heard earlier.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, 11.
11. Let me roll my own dice over here. 10. Well, then again, actually, let me figure something out here. You know what? We'll say it's a 10. As you glance out of the door, you just make out sort of a shadowy figure at the far end of the lawns and the entranceway, over by where the entrance gate is. Just a figure, almost like a head, peering around part of the brickwork, just disappear. As your head pokes out, theirs vanishes.
Shit. There's people outside.
Okay.
So
I will use a spell on myself. I cast Disguise Self, which makes myself, including my clothing, armor, weapons, and others, and other belongings on me look different until the spell ends. Which will, I believe... Oh no, this is not a concentration spell. Really? I thought it was concentration. Okay. And I will make myself look like one of the guards that died from the water elemental.
Okay.
what does it look like when you cast your magic? Color are your pixels?
Yeah, it's probably just like a puff of smoke. Like Batman has just dropped a smoke bomb. Sort of like that.
Wow. Great idea. And you see me reach into my component pouch and pull out an eyelash. Take some gum and mash the things together and paint a sigil in the air, and I cast invisibility at 3rd level.
Okay.
And I can technically cast this on someone else since I cast it, and I'll choose the water elemental instead of Candle.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can take the water elemental with you. This doesn't do anything for sound, though, does it?
No, it does not.
Okay, so there is the sound. It's invisible, but there is the sound of like water sloshing and moving as this elemental moves out of the doorway behind you, assuming that Candle.
I'm just holding the back of my neck, and I sort of stumble out of the house. Oh, cool, blimey!
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess give me a performance check with... No, give me a deception check with advantage.
28.
Damn. Okay, are you leaving? You're just kind of casually leaving as if you're leaving the premises
I'm sort of
for the
stumbling.
evening?
Oh, thief! Oh, thief! Someone's infiltrated the manor! Oh!
A hooded figure looks back around the entranceway, sort of looking across the lawns towards you. A moment later, the gate kind of creaks open and the hooded figure approaches you. It's dark, the rain is kind of hitting the top of their hood. You don't really make out their frame, but they walk over towards you. There is the sound of like constant sloshing water, and
Oh yeah, we also have that tiny naked man.
there is a weird little man that's just sort of goofing off, doing weird stuff, wandering around next to you, just throwing stones at stuff or like grabbing his penis and helicoptering a bit and just being really weird and doing weird shit in the background. The figure walks up towards you, Candor, as the only real obviously present person, and says, "Okay, is it done?"
I don't know. There's some kind of thief inside the manor.
Right, yeah, but did you get him or what?
No, I'm hurt pretty bad. Neck's really messed up. Can't fight.
Where's the other one? What about the dogs?
The dogs, they got him.
The dogs got him.
No, they got the dogs. Don't know where the other one is.
The figure kind of rushes towards you. A small, thin hand grips your the front of your cloak. As the hood pulls back a little bit, you see the face of Sly Ginny looking into sort of your crooked neck, awkwardly kind of looking towards you. She says, "You're only getting the rest of the money if they're dead." Are they dead?
As soon as I see Sly Ginny, I will
Just Kylo Renning.
yeah.
She just, I think, what? Why?
Next time, you might wanna not fuck with Candle.
She sort of looks down at her, now a hole in her stomach, cauterized, and she looks back up to you and says, "Candle." She falls backwards, her head kind of hitting the pavement, the rain kind of spilling a little bit. Her eyes like roll up into the back of her head. A coin purse rolls out and a few gold coins spill out across the lawn.
I grab those.
You hear my disembodied voice. Candle, what did you do?
She double-crossed us. I'm still looking down because I can't look up.
Shit.
She tried to have us killed.
Did she? You have proof?
She just asked me, as one of the guards, if we were dead.
Fuck. If word gets out that we're the ones that didn't slide Ginny. Shit.
It's fine. I'm going to, while still looking down, I'm gonna just look for like a good few seconds, like I'm really thinking and taking it in. This is why you can't trust anybody. And I brutalize her face.
Damn. You hear a soft, squishy sound of grass and pebbles as I begin to back up. And you can't see me. And eventually, you don't hear me.
I start to try to get out of here. I'm fleeing effectively as best as I can. Still with the disguise self on.
Yeah. The scene or the city?
The scene.
Where are you going?
I will try to find first a place to hide out for a bit. I imagine I've got a few not so fantastic places to go. But they're quiet. They're reasonably safe. And probably really dirty. Basically like holes in the ground someplace. And I'm gonna try and hide out for a little bit.
A vaguely safe house. Yeah, you hide out for several weeks, keeping your ear to the ground for like any information. A handful of very trusted sources maybe creeping out and seeing if you hear anything about what happened at the Thorn Manor, anything that happened with Sly Ginny. I guess give me an investigation roll.
You also don't hear or see from Lumen the entire time.
Lumen appears to be long gone. A 20. The disappearance of Sly Ginny does kind of send a few mild ripples through the underworld. While not an impressive figure or a massively impactful figure, she was a pretty useful informant for several of the groups and factions that work in the Black Main area. The disappearance is odd, but you start... Is that a natural 20 or is it a dirty 20?
No.
Dirty 20. You start sort of piecing some pieces together. It seems like she was involved at the end there with some work coming out of Marak or Karam. She was doing lots of traveling back and forth. She was also, it seemed like she was doing work for the Greyhand group. And it seems like a strange mix to you, understanding how these groups would work. They're probably opposed, you would imagine. The addition of Renard Thorn and the auction house and stuff is sort of a complete mystery to you, and without being able to sort of directly poke around about that and implicate yourself, it's hard to figure out what the actual plan was. But it does seem like no one at all seems to be pointing the finger at anyone in particular until one night when somebody that maybe you come to, maybe you sort of go to a contact of yours that reveals to you that in fact your name has come up specifically several times in relation to this situation with Sly Ginny. Not just that, but also with Kilkane Greyhand himself, who is the head of the faction, the Greyhand group. And on top of that, that it has apparently sparked some sort of tension with Vorak Thar, the beholder, that seems to be the head of a group working out of Karam. So you have somehow found yourself embroiled in this situation where two of the strongest crime syndicates in Gunnelbar appear to be aware of you and looking for you and linking you to Sly Ginny somehow. What would Candle do?
I can't trust anybody. Gotta fence these goods somehow. Need the money, especially if I'm trying to hide. I think what I would do is I'm gonna take a trip to Moroccan Karam. I'm looking to get out of Blackmane for now. Now that I've given a little time for things to cool off, and if my name is still getting linked, then I'm gonna try and sneak out of the city and make my way to Moroccan Karam.
Do you have contacts there, or are you looking for anything in particular in either Merak or Karam? Merak being the upper level, and Karam being a subterranean set of sort of tunnels that work as two separate cities in the same kind of space. A city set in the Grey Vein Peaks, a little north of Blackmane.
I would most likely only have a few contacts, but I probably would have some. Probably people that have left Blackmane for whatever reason to go to Moroccan Karam. Whether they were dealing with their own heat or if they were looking to work more closely with the syndicate there. So I think the goal right now is to head to Moroccan Karam and fence these goods so I can get some money.
How well and how much do you trust the contacts that you have there? Scale of 1 to 10. 10 being fully trust them with your life.
5.
5? Okay, roll me a d10 then.
3.
Okay. Yeah, there's an individual that you know, known as Quick Fingers, who is a good fence. Works out of Merak more so than Karam, who meets with you, the most trustworthy person that you know, takes in some of the information, sort of questions you. It seems like he does seem to be aware of some of the stuff. You pick up that he's sort of poking for a bit more information over a short back and forth. However, he says, yeah, he'll sell on some of this stuff. Says come back in 24 hours.
I definitely wouldn't try. By the way, I wouldn't try to do all of it at once. I would be selling a bit,
some to
a few pieces.
Get
here
yourself
and there,
tided over.
Yeah.
He gives you 24 hours. Asks you to return. If he can find some buyers, he'll fence them off as quick as he can. Simple gold trade. Comes up, appraises them. Doesn't take them, but just says come back with them. If he's got buyers, he'll take them off your hands.
Okay. For right now, I will listen. I will do that. Otherwise, I'm keeping it pretty low key. I'm not trying to, take on any new jobs or anything. As long as I've got enough, to feed myself and just kind of stay out of the way. That's the goal right now.
Okay. You return the next day. you get some of these. This guy asks you, okay, let's not do this out in the middle of a street or whatever. He goes to a sort of a secure area that maybe you've been to before. Maybe a sort of an alleyway that's hidden away. Again, you're not in the underworld, you're in the upper city. And he takes you down this alleyway and says, we're going to have this quick exchange. Roll me an insight check.
16.
Something's not right about this. As he takes you into this alleyway, he seems a little nervous. There's a bead of sweat on his forehead that picks up a little bit. You start to feel a little uneasy at this situation. Maybe the sort of hum of the city behind you gets a little quiet as you step into this narrow passage and the shadows stretch a little bit.
Is this where the ambush is supposed to happen?
He turns around, looks at you. Ambush? I don't know what you're talking about. Quick fingers here. Good friend of yours. No ambush whatsoever.
2 seconds to live. Is
Look,
this where the ambush is supposed to happen?
Ain't up to me, Kendall. It ain't nothing to do with me, alright? I didn't arrange for none of this, okay? They came to me. Alright? They've been after you for ages, okay? What am I meant to do? Sweating.
Fingers. You know how I got the name Candle?
I don't know. You click your fingers, light a fire.
I can do that. Your clothes look pretty flammable.
Look. It ain't nothing personal, yeah? It's just business, Kendall, yeah? Okay? It was you or me. Alright.
I watched Greymane burn my friends alive. Made quite a name for himself that day. Everybody feared him.
Well, Greymane ain't here. Okay. There's someone else we fear around these parts. Fact of the matter is, it's too late. Behind you, there's like a couple of figures that darken the alleyway. From behind Quickfingers, there is a sort of soft, vibrating chuckle. There is a non-human element to the thing that starts, the shape that emerges. This sort of hovering orb of flesh, a central eye blinking as it pierces through the darkness. Around it, a crown of twisting eye stalks raise and sway, serpents with glowing pupils fixed on you.
You've come very far for someone so short-sighted.
The creature's voice rumbles down the alleyway. The quick fingers kind of scurries off to one side as the being hovers forwards.
Do you have any idea how precariously balanced my plans are? And now you stumble into my web uninvited.
The great eye narrows. There's a jagged mouth with lots of scars all around it that is speaking. It twists into a weird, cruel smile. The glow from the eye stalks intensifies.
You may call me Vorakthar.
I know who you are.
Do you understand? What you did by fumbling my plans.
Why don't you go ahead and tell me? You seem... I don't know. You're doing this whole monologue thing.
You were supposed to be dead. Kilcane, Greyhand has the eye of Vizara, and we were planning on pinning the theft on him and claiming his territory.
Oops.
I can offer you one of two things. Death or work.
What kind of work?
You are perceptive. You are skilled in your own way, and you have a bag of tricks that I have never quite seen before. I'm sure I can find work for you.
Well, that's true. I'm a pretty good thief. Listen. Who's your best agent right now?
One of the eye stalks raises up and looks behind you. There's a figure in the alleyway behind you with hair pulled into a bun, a very pristine looking suit. He has a sort of double scar along either side of his cheeks. He looks like he's probably an elf. He might be a half elf. An individual that steps forward. On either hip, he has very long, straight-edged short swords. And Vorak Thar says,
Behind you, that is Kel.
Kel? How long you been working together?
Kel doesn't say a thing. He's just standing behind you, his hands kind of resting on the belt just above where the handles of the blades are. Vorak Thar says,
Kel has been in my employ since he was a boy. A child of 4, perhaps 5. Almost as long as he could walk.
Impressive.
What would you say, Kel? 100? 110?
Kel doesn't even move. The eyes turn back to you.
Give me 1 day for each year you have been working together. And then I will surpass him.
The smile twists up again. All but the central eye begin looking around everywhere else, floating kind of lazily, as you feel like some of the intensity of this beholder in front of you drift away. The Vorak Thar actually floats a little away from you, and he says,
Know this. Betray me, fail me. It will be a fate worse than death.
Usually is.
You will need a new name.
No.
Very well.
Candle is my name. That's what everyone knows me by. And it's going to stay my name. It's the only thing I really have. You're not going to take it from me.
That will not be a problem.
All right then.
You may report to Kel. Starting tomorrow. Get a good night's rest. The work will be hard. Relentless. But you will be paid well. You will be taken care of. Candle.
Yeah, I bet.
one of the eyes begins to glow, and a very thin ray, orange in sort of color, just quick fingers slides down the wall in the alleyway and falls dead on the ground in front of you. Vorik Thar says,
He was quick to betray you.
They always are.
As you well know, in Blackmane, trust is currency. But do you know what else is currency? Currency. You will be my man in Blackmane.
Fair enough.
We have territory to claim.
the being turns. Its
Make
huge
me one
kind of
promise.
globulous form begins turning away from you. One eye stalk turns back, doesn't say anything.
Greymane. He's mine.
Earn your place, and that whole city will be yours, to play with as you wish.
I'm gonna turn around. Is Kel still there?
Hmm.
I'm gonna look up. I assume my curse is over
It's
by
been
now.
weeks, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna look up. You got lucky today.
Kel is an intense looking individual. He looks at you. Then he looks at the other two individuals that are in the entrance to the alleyway. He nods at them, and they simply move past you into the alleyway and begin to follow the beholder.
You know, I do have quite the bag of tricks. And I'm gonna just walk past him.
We see elsewhere, in a very dark library, a thin, bony hand with relatively long nails close a dark-looking book which says Candle Story, and place it onto a dark shelf. And that is the end of Candle Story. And today's session. We'll see you next week.
Now we awkwardly wait through the credits because it's gonna.
I was
going to
get Stella to. I was going to get Stella to say something really weird. Stella Luna, everyone.
Okay. Here's my something weird.
Yeah.
I have 5 superpowers.
Oh God,
Right.
here we go again. Oh no. Okay.
I have 5 superpowers.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you one of them.
Okay.
This is something that not very many people might know about me, but specifically in my right hand, if you put lunch meat in my right hand, I can accurately tell you how much it weighs every time.
I by the way, I do not believe this.
Okay.
But I would like to one day just test this.
Yeah. If I'm ever in the UK, if you're ever here, let's do it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna bring random
Various cuts of deli meat.
pre-weighed, yeah,
Yes.
lunch meats. And
Imagine
just
Brad going to the grocery store and being like, I need one slice of turkey.
I need one slice, I need this specific amount, this specific amount, this specific amount, and it needs to be dead on. Like, I want to know exactly what this weighs.
Yeah, to the gram.
To the gram, please. Guys, thank you so much for watching Non-Canon. Stella, thank you for joining us and
Thank you for having me.
and providing us with a great amount of entertainment with both the incredible facts about you and the slideshow, as well as a tour of your Pokemon Minecraft server.
Yeah.
We very much
Who would have imagined that we would have done all of those things today?
insane. I also really enjoyed the character of Lumen, who we briefly saw in between lunch breaks and slideshows.
Yeah, I want to give a special shout out to my dad, Geek Dice, for making this character for me.
Yeah, he made the character. So, great. Good job, Geek Dice. You're playing Lumen next time Lumen appears. This is thank you for the tips, everybody. Fates. We hope that you enjoyed the show. We very much appreciate the support. Anybody tipping for the midweek menu as well, we very much appreciate it. And of course, any subs that come through. This show is the show that keeps all the other shows going, of which Stella Luna is on 2 of them that you can tune in and watch on Mondays and Thursdays. Alternatively, please go and find Stella Luna on socials.
When Brad asked me, like, who should we have while PB's away? I was like, Stella will probably say yes. And he's like, she's on every show.
I feel really bad.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't hurt to ask, dude. Like, it's
I know,
not
but it's just like, some people are like, they will say yes even though they're just like going to burn out, and I'm like, I'd rather avoid.
That's not your decision. That's their decision.
But it
I
doesn't.
told Wack no in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guilt. I have guilt. I have a lot of guilt. I love Stella as a player. I think you're a great player.
I used to be Roman Catholic,
Thank
and
you.
you're talking to me about guilt.
I know. I love GMing for Stella, and I've really enjoyed hanging out with you on a couple of lunch breaks as well.
Me too, Bradley.
Please make sure to find Stella's socials. Stella DMs things and stuff as well, which if you're very interested in seeing some improv, much like the improv memory that was incredibly intriguing, then please follow Stella on things. Otherwise, we will see you throughout the week for the other shows. Deathless on Sunday. Monday we have Gatewalkers, and Thursday we have main character. We will be back with Non-Canon next week with returning special guest star Pumpkinberry, probably.
Woo,
maybe.
yay.
I'd say there's a 60% chance she'll return, and if she doesn't, I have no idea what to do. So we'll see you for Non-Canon next Friday. Thank you again, everybody, for showing up, watching the stream, and enjoying Tablestory content, and supporting us for Non-Canon. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.